walk us into Alpha Point? Because I think did you
Yeah.
start consulting for them, or were you an investor there? Walk us into that relationship. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, so at Svetlo, we were looking for opportunities in media and kind of, we were looking in other sectors as well. We had made some investments, but we weren't really investors. We were more operators, right? We like to be hands-on with the company, possibly
Mhm.
put some capital in, but really put in the sweat equity and try to help the company grow, raise capital, and do everything around that. So
Yep.
the way we stumbled across first the way we stumbled across Alpha Point was we had another venture that was trading cryptocurrencies, right? So had kind of learned about cryptocurrencies kind of early in 2013. This is one of the first big price spikes had happened, and started trading and doing arbitrage trading strategies between exchanges. And
Okay.
what that did is that led us to go to attended a couple conferences. We went to Inside Bitcoins in Las Vegas. We went to Inside Bitcoins in New York. And at that New York conference, we actually met Joe and Jack, the technical founders of Alpha Point. So really the experience was we were looking for relationships with exchanges at one point, and then we were looking to actually start a business because we learned about Bitcoin, we learned about the blockchain, we thought this was the future of value transfer and the future of money, and decided we didn't know how to jump in or what we were going to jump into, but we decided we needed to get involved full time. And we started talking to investors, some investors that had invested in Lyft, some investors that hadn't invested in Lyft, but really wanted to. We were talking to Josh Koppelman at First Round Capital and a bunch of other firms as well, and really to understand how the VCs were thinking about the landscape, the landscape of what was going to happen in Bitcoin. There were infrastructure providers, there were wallet providers, there were exchanges, there were service providers, and based on that, we started to build a thesis of problems that existed in the space and how to fix some of those problems. And really stumbled across the Alpha Point on, we had a concept of creating a, Charles Schwab of Bitcoin, just a
Okay.
super simple way to buy and sell, which didn't really exist. And, providing some advanced portfolio management tools, things like that. And we evaluated actually Alpha Point as the backbone to power that venture. That we were going to invest in. We were going to have other VCs put money into as well. And what ended up happening is, we really liked the technology, we really liked the team, and we thought that, hey, there's an opportunity maybe here to partner up versus doing something from scratch. So both Vadim and I ended up joining full time, putting capital in, raising the first seed round. That was back in 2014, June of 2014, almost exactly a year after Alpha Point was founded.
But you're now, when you put the money in, you're co-founders now. So so there's really four co-founders then. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, so Joe and Jack were the technical founders. We had met them maybe 6 to 8 months after they had started, and
Yeah.
they had just kind of gotten their first
Okay.
customer. They were evaluating different business models.
All right. Yeah.
So we really kind of came in to help
Yeah.
capitalize the business, really create it into what it's become.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay. And nobody was doing this. There wasn't a platform that somebody could use there wasn't an E-Trade for cryptocurrency back then.
No, there wasn't an E-Trade. I think, Coinbase was just kind of, starting at that point as well, right? We've been in the space now for 7 years. There were some, exchange kind of focused businesses out there. Mt. Gox, was
Okay.
kind of the primary exchange where the majority of the volume was going through. There were some, firms that were kind of up and coming, and, Bitfinex was growing exponentially there. Bitstamp was around. What there wasn't at the time was, a white label technology provider to, help folks around the world that wanted to start an
A
exchange
broker.
in Brazil or Canada or somewhere in Europe, the technology backbone to do that, right? And that's really
Gotcha.
the technology that Alpha Point created, and that's still our primary business today, is powering marketplaces around the world to enable traders or, retail or institutional buyers to just buy and sell cryptocurrencies or security tokens or other digital assets that are on top of blockchains.
So in layman's terms, can I ask it this way? If I had a buddy and we wanted to start our own E-Trade company, we had the marketing and the, I don't know, the brand idea to start an E-Trade that was just for cryptocurrency, but we didn't have the software or the developers or any of the, like you said, the infrastructure to do it, we would call Alpha Point. Is that accurate?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So Alpha Point does, the technology, we can do the hosting, technical support, and then our customers do, they have the regulatory, piece in their local jurisdiction, the banking relationship, and they do all the marketing and kind of first level customer service.
Hmm.
Right. So we're really a software provider. We build technology, we can host it, or we can, put deployed on-prem with customers. But we're strictly on that side of it. And we have customers that have no technical expertise, right? They have no developers on staff, and then we have customers that have 100 developers on staff. So it's really dependent on what the use case is and what the vision is.
So how big is the company today? I don't know how much you want to, give us here on this podcast, but I know that, and I saw the news where you got, I don't know, $5 or $6 million this year, I think, from an investor. That's public knowledge, I think, right? And
Yep.
just talk to us about the size of the business and where you're at with funding. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So we, really the first capital in, outside of very small kind of notes, was a million and a half back in 2014 when Vadim and I joined. We just, with this last 5.6 million that we raised and announced this year, we were up to almost $24 million in capital, injections into the company. So,
Wow.
we've
Wow.
had a long history, and we've kind of seen the ups and downs of the crypto market, and have invested heavily to build the technology that we have. I can say, as far as size, I can say we have dozens of customers. We've had over 100 customers, to date, at the company. We have active customers in over 20 countries around the world.
Great.
Some regions, the majority of Bitcoin trading is done on our platform. And, revenues, I can say, are north of 10 million, on an
Nice.
annual basis.
Nice,
So
nice, nice, nice. All right. Are you cash flow positive yet, or are you still in the scale up phase? Can you touch on
yeah,
that
I
or
mean,
no?
that's always a decision. When you raise capital, you're typically not cash flow positive,
Yep.
but we
Yep.
are now, operating,
Oh,
especially with what's going on. We've structured the company to operate profitably,
very
if
good.
we need to.
Very good. Good for you guys. Wow. Who's better at asking people to write a check, you or your brother?
My brother.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he?
Well, he's the finance guy, right?
Oh,
So,
okay. Oh, gotcha.
yeah, I mean, I think, he's very good at kind of the structuring and that piece. And he's still involved. He's on the board. He's the chairman of Alpha Point. And
I
then,
see.
and then I run the day to day as CEO.
So let me guess. He can structure the deal, but what if you're trying to talk this investor into writing a $5 million check, and he just, it just takes some people skills. You got to take him out for a few drinks and just kind of make sure he likes you. That's probably more you than your brother, though, right? I'm just guessing.
I, yeah, I think it's both, right? I think, yeah, look, ultimately the relationship with investor, it's definitely a relationship. You need to
You
have
got
a
that right.
relationship and a
Amen.
foundation of trust, right?
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
that's always important, and, yeah, so I think, in working with, there's definitely investors that I've brought on board that, I've led the deals at various stages, and, it depends on the time and the prospect.
Can you talk about who's in control? Like who's got the majority control of cap table, or we can't go into that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's still a founder,
Cool.
majority owned,
Very good.
company, between, Joe Ventura, the CIO, Jack Sallin, who runs support now, myself and Vadim,
Wow.
it's still founder majority owned and controlled.
Okay, so I just want to summarize for you because I think this is a big congratulations moment. So you're telling me that this thing is what, 6 years old, or how many years old?
So we'll turn 7 in June, so
Yes,
6.5. Yeah.
6.5, 7 years old. You've raised a total of like 24, $25 million, but the founders are still in control, and you're now cash flow positive. Boom! Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I mean, not everybody can say that. I know you're cruising past that like it was, like it's, oh yeah, we're here. But I mean, that's a huge accomplishment, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it. And
Yeah,
look, we have great investors, we have great partners. Galaxy Digital invested $15 million in 2018.
awesome.
So they're certainly on the board as well. And we just added an independent director, Tim Sheevy from Janney. He's the CEO of Janney, which is $1 billion plus broker dealer in the space.
Congratulations, man. Really awesome. Now, are there ever those times when the chairman, who happens to be your brother, in case the listeners weren't paying attention, are there ever those times where you and him just want to be like, listen, bro, take a hike? Like, you're getting on my nerves. I mean, just, any fun stuff you want to share where you and him just kind of go at it a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're brothers, right? So there's there's definitely going to be friction from time to time, but yeah, look, we've always been close, so we have a good relationship and a good working relationship. But yeah, of course, you get
Yeah.
into all kinds of situations and disputes from time to time.
Now, when you meet for Thanksgiving, is it business or you guys try to stay away from it? Holiday.
It's funny. So I think that we get this from our father as well. But there's almost no like, we have a lot of non-business conversations and we talk all the time about other things. But I rarely is there a conversation where business is not touched on at all, right? And I remember, we'd go on vacations when we were young, and my dad would, it'd always be business. We'd be on the Jersey Shore, wherever, and my dad would be going into, a store trying to sell them nesting dolls. Like, it was just part of, it was always on the back of the mind. And, so that I think we've inherited that.
The Riderflex podcast features entrepreneurs, business executives, and the stories behind how they got there, as well as daily tips on career advice and job interviews. Our show can be heard just about anywhere these days, but you can visit riderflex.com and click on the podcast page to hear all the previous episodes and learn more about the recruiting and consulting services we provide. Contact us at the email address info@riderflex.com or 888-964-5876. Thanks so much for listening, and if you enjoy our show, please be sure to subscribe to our channel and like the episodes.